is he planning to even acknowledge to attend? Because in the past, he would release a statement na he will answer the allegations in the proper forum. And this time, he's being given the chance to explain himself.
I don't know what he has to explain to the Senate because the Senate is investigating facts. Wala pa naman accusation sa Senate. And like I said, he's deathly afraid of coming home because may serious threats to his life. One half of the country wants to throw him in jail and throw away the key. The other half wants to string him up by the nearest tree.
Hindi naman totoo yan. Wala namang ano yan. String. Tagalogin mo. Bullshit ka, hindi na maintindihan. So meron na ngayong dahilan itong si Zaldico na hindi umuwi ng Pilipinas kasi merong pagbabanta sa kanyang buhay. Oy, attorney, sabihin mo dyan sa kliyente mo, ha? Kausapin niya yung amo niya. Baka yung amo niya ang gusto magpaligpit sa kanya. Kung iniisip niya, sambay ng Pilipino, gusto siyang ipaligpit. Hindi. Hindi namin gustong gawin yon. Kung ano man ang mga pananagutan niya, kung ano man ang nalalaman niya, sabihin niya. Ha? Pero wag siyang mag-isip na gusto ng sambayan ng Pilipino na mayroong mangyaring masama sa kanya. Umuwi siya dito sa Pilipinas, ipaliwanag niya ang kanyang sarili. Sino ang kanyang mga kasabwat? Baka sakali, yung kliyente mong arugante at mayroong pagkamalibog sa pera, mapababa natin ng sentensya. Pauwiin mo siya sa Pilipinas. Huwag niyong gawing excuse yung threat na yan. Yung pagbabanta sa kanyang buhay na yan. At ikaw, attorney, may ipapanood ako sa video sa'yo. Gusto ko, ipapanood mo ito sa kliyente mo. Ipakita mo sa kliyente mo kung anong klaseng perwisyo ang binigay niya sa sambayan ng Pilipino, ha? Ipakita mo to sa kliyente mo, okay? Pero bago yan, mga kababayan, like at sa subscribe. Masaya na po tayo dyan sa mga gusto sumali sa ating community. Yung join button nandyan lang po sa baba. Ayun na nga, 1,007,670 subscriber na po tayo. Hindi lang ho noong 900,000, 600,000. Ano ho bang kinaka-countdown natin? Bakit nandiyan pa numero? Wala lang. Gusto lang ho nating paabutin ng 10 million. Hindi, para di ba kumpleto na yung silver, gold, tapos yung diamond play button. Hindi, pero malabo na ho yun. Matagal na ho siguro yun. No? Hindi ho natin alam kung aabot pa tayo. Aabot pa ba kaya tayo doon? Diba? Meron pa ba mga 10 milyon Pilipino na magsasubscribe? Mga 9 milyon na Pilipino na magsasubscribe kay PH Update para umabot ho tayo dyan sa 10 milyon na yan. Anyway, umpisaan na ho natin to. Gusto ko, attorney, ha? Ikaw, attorney. Papanood mo to kay Zaldico. Ikaw muna manood tapos ipapanood mo to kay Zaldico. Sabihin mo, huwag siyang matakot na umuwi dito sa Pilipinas. Okay? Huwag siyang matakot. Maraming susundo sa kanya sa airport. Basta siguraduhin niya, ilabas niya ang kanyang nalalaman dito sa kaguluhan na to. Pagka hindi siya umuwi dito, lalong titindi ang galit na sambay ng Pilipino sa kanya. Ito, panoorin niya to. Game. Yan o. Zaldico, kaya ho binidyohan yan. Gusto ho nilang ipakita sa buong mundo kung gaano ka-inutil ang presidente na to. Tingnan mo yan, mga kababayan. Asan na yung mga EDCA site? Asan na yung mga APAM? Yung kanilang mga speedboat para i-rescue ang mga Pilipino. Di ba yung mga EDCA site pinagmamalaki nyo? Kasi for humanitarian yan. Di ba? Pagka mayroong mga sakuna, ilalabas yung kanilang mga destroyer.
Ang among creek ni Awas.
Kawawa itong si ate.
Mapaw yung creek namin.
Mapaw yung creek, oh. Pakita mo yan kay Zaldico, langya ka. Tayo ho kasi hindi natin tutumbukin dito yung mga district engineer. Hindi natin tutumbukin yung mga kontraktor. Kasi kung yung mga congressman na nag-propose na mga proyekto na yan, alam nila nagawa yan at hindi nagawa, sigurado ho, hindi na tayo aabot dito. Sila mismo, yayariin yung mga district engineer at mga kontraktor na yan. Pero hindi sila nagsasalita. Anong ibig sabihin yan? Zaldico, tanungin natin si Zaldico. Pauwiin mo yung amo mo, walang yaka.
Inabot hanggang second floor yung tubig.
Kawawa.
Grabe, wala talagang naisalba. Hindi mo kayang magsalba ng kahit na ano.
Attorney, nakikita mo ba to? Nakikita ko. Ang kapal na mukha mo, talagang kita sa bagay, no? PH, ba't mo naman dinamay si Si attorney, anak ng toka, kung di ka pa naman makapalang mukha, alam mo na ang pinagtatanggol mo, isa sa mga inahabol sa perwisyon kinahaharap na sambayan ng Pilipino ngayong mga panahon na to, magpe-press con ka pa talaga. Pwede ka naman tumanggi. Pwede mo sabihin, sir, prinsipyo ko. Maraming abogado dyan, baka may gusto. Pero hindi. Kaya ako, medyo sketchy ako dito kay attorney.
Kasi ang bilis ng tubig. As
Flash
in,
flood
segundos
talaga,
lang
flash
talaga.
flood.
Uubusin talaga.
Plus flood talaga, no, madam?
Oo naman yun.
Kawawa mga Pilipino. Walang yung presidente to, napaka-inutil.
Mga sakyan na.
Kawawa, Kawawa. Kawawa.
Kana dira okri.
Napanood ho natin yan kagabi bago matulog. Bigla ho tayong sobrang kalungkutan ng ating nadama sa ating puso, no? Sobrang gigil, sobrang galit, no? Yung tipong, paano nakakatulog itong mga taga-Malacanang? Bakit wala tayong naririnig ang tawag dito, yung press briefing, yung magkakaroon ng MDRRMC, yung tipong nakapaligid sila, mag-uusap-usap kung paano isasalba o tutulungan yung mga, ba't walang ganon? Pero kung merong malaking concert niyan sa Metro Manila, mabilis pa sa alas 4, yung pamilya Marcos na yan, nandun sa front stage, nanunood ang mga walang niya.
Dira, ayun o. Yung
Pakainutin nito mga... Next. Marami to. Attorney, papanood mo sa amo mo to, ha? Kaya rin lamang kinuha mo siya bilang kliyente. Next.
Uy, na lang na.
Kaya binidyohan ho yan para maparating. Ano lang naman ho tayo dito, mga mensahero lang. Si PH update dito, sana mahabag ang puso ng mga walang niya sa pamahalaan. Walang niya kayo, tuluyan nyo lang pagnanakaw. Yan ang sinasapit ng ating mga kababayan sa inyong mga pagnanakaw. Grabe
Uy,
naman
na lang
yan.
na. Ha?
Dapat ho, pagkaganyan na sitwasyon, di ba? Yung hindi na ho yan hindi na voluntary evacuation yan. Ika nga, di ba, talagang sa ayot sa gusto nyo, babaklasin kayo sa mga bahay nyo dahil mapanganib na Di ba? Wala hong, yung mandatory evacuation Ano ho yan yung tipong, wala kasi ang bihira tong gobyerno to, napaka-inutil talaga, Kawawa mga kababayan natin. Grabe naman yan. Nakakatakot ho yan, sa totoo lang. Nakakatakot ho yan.
Loka.
Nakikita lang ho natin sa video pero pagka kayo na actual na nandiyan sa sitwasyon na, nakakatakot ho yan. Sobrang nakakatakot yan. May bata pa.
Yan na lang, wait lang.
My goodness. Hindi mo malaman kung merong lumilipad na yero, merong kawad ng kuryente na... preparation? National government. Hindi nyo pinukpok yung mga local government. Sa bagay, di ba? Kung ano na... Pambihira,
Sakay hangin.
Wawa mga Pilipino. Yan merong yung bago pa dumating yung bagyo, dapat yung sa kalsada meron na nag-anunsyo o meron na mag-evacuate kayo sa ayaw sa gusto nyo, kukunin kayo dyan. Walang waiver, umalis kayo dyan dahil mayayari kayo pagka dumaan tong bagyo na to. Noong panahon mo kasi ni Tatay Digong merong ganon. Kasi natuto na nung panahon ng Undoy. Nakita nyo ho nung matitinding bagyo ho ang nagdahan nung panahon ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, yung Odette. Nakita nyo ho yung kung gaano kalakas ang daladalang hangin nun at ulan. Napakalakas ho nun. Pero yung kung paano yung kasing bagyo, dadaan at dadaan yan. Mananalasa at mananalasa yan. Yung hangin, maninira at maninira yan. Tanggap natin yan. Pero kung yung paano i-handle ng pamahalaan, yung hindi lang yung aftermath yung bago dumating yung bagyo, paano nila isasalba yung ating mga kababayan, abisuhan na iangat nyo na ang inyong mga gamit, lagyan nyo ng pabigat ang inyong mga bubungan. Di ba, meron ganun panahon ni Tatay Tikong. Kung ano mga mabibigat na bagay, ilagay nyo na dyan. Pero nasaan yung yung mga awareness ng pamahalaan kung gaano kalakas, anong dapat paghahandang gawin ng mga mamamayan pagka dumating. Wala akong ganon. Ayun, nagpupulburon sila sa Malacanang. Pambira. Mga walang ginagawa. Ito, next. Ito, naawa ho tayo dito mga bata. Nanginginig na sa sa lamig
Dito sa ilalong sa katre. Sa ilalong sa katre. Ito sa puso ng ano. Ang hangin. Dali.
Kawawa, malakas daw ang hangin. Nanginginig yung mga bata. My goodness. Attorney, nakikita mo ba to? Walang hiya ka. Tapos sasabihin mo may threat sa buhay ng kliyente mo. Isa sa mga gagamitin yung buwisit na dahilan na yan kaya hindi siya umuwi. Kaya kahit na hindi siya umuwi, okay lang. Kasi meron threat sa buhay niya. Ito, bata, nakikita mo. Hindi nila dadanasin dapat yan. Hindi nila dadanasin dapat yan. Alas 5 ng umaga, my goodness. My goodness, kawawa ho talaga, solid. Solid ho, kawawa talaga. Hindi na unahan papanoorin to, nababasag ang puso natin kasi may anak ho tayo Alam mo natin ang hirap niyan Yung tipong pagka kasi magulang ka, okay na, sige na, kahit ako na lang. Kasi malakas naman ako, kaya ko yan Pero pagkabata, masakit Di ba? Yung, kunyari yung malamigan, kaya ko yan, malamigan. Okay lang ako malamigan. Huwag lang yung bata kasi pagka yung bata, talagang yung panga niyan na gumaganyan-ganyan, sobrang lamig. Tapos, lakas ng ulan sa labas, lakas ng hangin, wala kayong pupuntahan dahil nga napaka-inutil ng pamahalaan, alam na nila na napakalakas ng bagyong paparating, yung mandatory evacuation, hindi sila nag-anunsyo o kung ano pa man. Pambiraw. Ito, merong soundtrack to yung background music, nanggal ko lang. Pag narinig yung background music nyo, talagang aantig ang puso nyo, yung kay Gary B. Yung you are my life, your love upon my feet, oh no, I need you there. Ganun po yan Sobrang takot, awa. Grabe naman yan. Alam nyo na. Ano pa naman yung mga high-tech nating kagamitan, di ba? Para hindi ma-predict yung mga ganyang klaseng senaryo na daranasin ng mga kababayan natin. Nakakatakot yan. Pwede yung mabuwal yung kanilang mga bahay. At talagang, hoy, attorney, nakikita mo ba to? Walang hiya ka, attorney, ha? Talagang kapal din na mukha mo, no? Basta may kliyente, no? Brad, sa tingin ko naman sa'yo, kumita ka na Di ba? Tingin ko naman sa'yo, okay naman yung naging practice mo. Kailangan pa ba talaga ang isang saldi ko? Pambihirang yan. Dating parang patay gutom ko yan. Dating di ko sinasabi, walang niya ka. Grabe yan, Hindi kasi kailangan natin itong ipalabas. Kaya yan binidyo ng mga kababayan natin para maipakita kung anong sitwasyon nila ngayong mga panahon na to sa gobyernong inutil. Di ba? Gusto nila mapakita Pakita natin. Lord.
Daddy!
Grabe. Taas. Tingnan nyo yan. My goodness. Kawawa ho, mga kababayan natin, sabihin ko sa inyo. Tapos i-downplay lang ng ng Malacanang, sasabihin nila, okay lang. Nakakanta yung mga pangtulong, yung isip na yan. Tapos gano'n lang nila i-downplay itong mga nangyayari. Kawawa mga Pilipino, yan yung sinisigurado natin. Ngayon pagka sa rally sa November, dito sa November, kailangan natin maglabas ng sama ng loob. Kailangan natin sumali sa mga kinakasang rally ng INC, mga kababayan nating mga mga pribadong individual, nasasali niya. Samali ho tayo, ipakita ho natin na ayaw na natin ng ganitong style ng pamumuno sa ating bansa. Di ba? Kung gusto na, okay, tanggalin natin si Marcos, magbutuhan tayo. Para wag natin iuupo si Sara. Ganun na lang, simple. Kung ayaw nyo iuupo si Sara, ayaw nyo yung line of succession kasi ayaw nyo kay Sara, o sige, magbotohan tayo. Patakbuhin nyo yung kandidato nyo. Huwag na natin hintayin 2028 kasi pagka umabot tayo ng 2028, nako, wala na, durog na buong Pilipinas. Dahil sa sobrang pagiging bangag ng presidente na to, kawawa ho tayo mga kababayan. Kung gusto nyo, di ba, halimbawa, nagkasundo lahat, okay. Sabi ni Marcos Jr., hindi ko talaga kaya maging presidente. Sobrang bangag ako at sobrang inutil ko. Sobrang weak leader ko. Gusto ko lang naman magpulburon eh. Presidente pa kasi ako, di ba? Pumayag siyang bumaba sa malumanay na pamamaraan. Ayaw niyong umupo si VP Sara, magbotohan tayo. Tingnan natin kung saan kayo pupulutin. Okay, sige, okay lang. Doon sa mga ayaw kay VP Sara, tatrabahuin nila na wag natin sundin yan kung magre-resign si magbotohan tayo. Ayaw kay VP. Magbotohan tayo, problema. Tayo dito 10,000% na mananalo si VP Sara kung sakaling magbotohan. Ngayon o sa 2028, pinapatagal nyo lang yung hindi mapipigilan. Mga buwisit kayo. Kawawa mga Pilipino.
Ay, sayang. Oh, Lord.
Wala ko tayong sa mga politika nitong mga to. Kasi yang sakuna, Dilawan, Pinklawan, DDS, kung ano ka man, wala yang sinasanto. Kaya dapat ang pamahalaan, kahit na anong kulay ka man, yung kanilang mga tulong, yung mga kanilang abisyo at kanilang mga suporta sa mga ganitong klaseng sitwasyon, laging nakahanda. Hindi na sila, yung mga kababayan natin, hindi na dapat umabot sa punto na yan. O maglagay na kayo ng sandbag. Lagyan nyo na itaas nyo na yung mga gamit nyo sa third floor kung meron kayo. Ibigay, nyo na 3 days before, yung mga TV nyo, ref nyo, ilagay nyo na sa mga matataas na lugar, mga sasakyan nyo. Tapos, ganitong oras, ganitong araw, merong susundo sa inyo, dadalhin kayo sa isang evacuation center. Yung mga damit nyo, iakyat nyo lahat sa taas. Dahil malakas ang bagyong paparating. Mga ganong klaseng abiso, wala. Maiiwasan ho yung senaryo na yan, sa totoo lang. Panahon ni Tatay Digong, alam ho natin yun. Kasi merong mandatory evacuation, walang pero. Ayaw mo, hindi pwede. Sumakay ka doon. Hindi pwedeng yung ayaw mo, hindi. Yung di mo maiiwan yung mga gamit mo. Mamamatay ka dyan pagka di ka umalis. Ganun ho sa panahon ni Tatay Digong. At merong nag-aabiso ang pamahalaan na maglagay na ng mga mabibigat na gamit sa bubungan. Itaas na sa mga matataas na lugar ng mga kagamitan. Merong ganun. Dito meron ho ba?
Lord, help us. Di ko ang kando.
Wawa mga Pilipino. Torny, shoutout sa'yo Torny ha. Mamaya mag-uusap tayo.
Be, ano ka ba?
Diyan ka muna.
Hawa ba? Manatugan ka, hawa.
Goodness, my goodness.
Ang kando ko, ang kando. Di na kabayad eh. Di na kabayad.
Kawawa mga Pilipino.
Hala,
Inang-
ang krik, ginoo ko, ang krik ni Awas. Kuasis kay. Atop. Oh my God, Lord.
Yung bagyong... Tawa naman ako doon sa... okay lang naman yan. Tawa lang ako doon sa bagyo. Pero hindi yung sitwasyon nila, kakatakot yan. Siguro ako sa inyo, Madam, sana ko nasa mabuti kayong kalagayan, pero naano lang ako doon sa pinagtatapon yan. Siyempre, si Madam, babae yan. Siyempre yung... may sentimental sa kanya, regalo nung asawa niya noong nag-anniversary sila. Importante yan. Ito na ako mga kababayan. Kay attorney? Hindi pa ho. Hindi pa tayo pupunta kay attorney kasi gusto ko pagka napanood dito ni Saldico, kompletos Ricardo, sika nga. Saldico, hindi ka ba naaawa? Walang niya ka. Tignan nyo panaghoy. Panaghoy sa gitna ng baha ang ating naririnig ngayong mga panahon na to. My goodness. Ayoko na. Hindi ko na ho kaya. Hindi ko na ho talaga kayang panoorin yan. Sobrang sobrang nakakadurog ng puso yung mga bata kanina, hindi ho natin kayang panoorin. Masakit sa dibdib talaga. Eto na, punta na ho tayo kay attorney. Mukha ka naman di gutom, attorney. Anak ng toka, kukunin mo pa talagang kliyente si Jaldico. O ito na, attorney. 47 minutes to. Hindi ho tayo magsasalita ng marami dito. Kayo ho ang babanat dito kay attorney. Attorney.
Ayan po. So, ladies and gentlemen, Attorney Louie Rondain.
Awa, parang ano to parang abogado di Campanilla to Oh. Mukha ka naman busog, attorney. Mukha ka naman kumita sa ano mo. Napakatagal mong practice sa pagiging abogado. Kailangan talaga rin isang saldi ko. Sige lang, attorney. Hindi ako ang una at huling. Hindi naman kita babalahurain, pero question sa mga desisyon mo sa buhay. Hindi kita Sa bagay, sa ayon sa gusto mo, mayayari ka pala, Tony. Sorry na lang.
Good morning. My name is Rui Rondain. To my left is my daughter, Andy. How's that?
Grabe, mga malupit tong abogado ni Zaldi
My name is Rui Rondain. Thank you for coming. To my left is my daughter, Andy Kapunan. She will be assisting me today, and my other staff are there as well. We're here because my client has been asking me, former Representative Zaldico, has been asking.
Yan, yung walang mukha. Yan. Lalagay ko lang. Teka lang. Lalagay ko lang dito, attorney, para at least, kung sakaling kasi papanoorin ng kliyente mo yung press con mo, titignan niya performance mo eh. Lagay ko lang to sa gilid para makita niya na yung sambayan ng Pilipino, marami siyang kailangan sagutin. Kailangan niya sagutin kung bakit tayo umabot dito sa punto na to. Sino ba nagtulak sa mga proponent para nakawin yung mga pondo ng flood control? Okay.
To say something for the past few months.
Yan. Sige lang. Solido to, parang maa-absuelto tong si Saldi ko Diba? Yung abogado niya, pagsasalita pa lang, sasabihin nitong si judge, not guilty. Diba? Pambihira, oo. Not guilty ka agad, no, sir? Langya ka, oo.
Yan, dito na lang.
Lagyan niyo ng lagyan ng tripod. Lagyan niyo ng monopod si sir. Kawawa naman, nahawakan niya yung mic niya. Tagal-tagal tayo mag-uusap dito.
How's that? Better?
Better?
Okay. Now my client,
Oh.
Representative Zaldico, has been asking me
Oh, yan.
to say something in
Congratulations,
view of
ha?
numerous allegations
Bilyonaryo yung kliyente mo, Brad. Palakpakan natin to sa attorney. Attorney Balato,
that have been hurled against him over the last few months. Hindi naintindihan?
Huwag mo kasi masyadong Islam, buwisit ka. Pinaka-Islam mo, paano na maiintindihan yan? Karamihan ng sa bagay, mga ano lang palang pinapaliwanagan yung mga alta tatudad.
Yan, how's that?
Oh, how's that? Huwag mong pakas lang, Brad.
How's this?
How's this? Buwisit na yan. Wala, Amerikano tong ni Zaldico. Itong para Amerikano magsalita. Matindi ho ito, mapapalaban ho ata tayo dito. Oh.
Okay. Again, my client, Representative Zaldico, has been asking me for the last few months to say something in reaction to the various accusations made against him. No? Now, those of you who have met me in the past know that I do not litigate my cases in the media. I litigate only in courts of law where only admissible evidence matters. But I've been monitoring the news, and the narrative has become so skewed, has become so twisted, no, because of the misinformation, deliberate or not, spread by interested persons in these cases. And against my better judgment, maybe I figured it's time to say something.
Yeah.
Now, Representative Go would have wanted to be here himself so he can answer your questions. Unfortunately, there are credible and serious threats to his life na he's really afraid to
Nako.
come out at this time.
Bakit di niya tanungin yung ano niya, yung speaker niya? Baka alam niya kung sinong gusto magpaligpit sa kanya, di ba? Talaga si attorney.
Now, hopefully I can answer some of your questions. I don't have a prepared statement. Hopefully I can answer some of your pressing questions, and hopefully we can, the objective is to realign, no, to redirect the narrative para, so we level the playing field again.
Yeah,
Because
level mo lang.
I'm a
Ano, tingnan mo yun, nakikita mo ba yung sa gilid mo na yan? Attorney, level ba yung playing field pala sa mga Pilipino na yan? Pilipino ka, di ba? Level ba yung playing field dito sa mga to? Bullshit na yan.
afraid that not only the press but the people in general have been misled by
Misled. Appropriation chairperson. Brad, kahit ako lang, abogado ka, appropriation chairperson. Security consultant. BICAM. Small committee. SunWest. Misled. Buwisit na yan.
accurate statements and interpretations of the law, as you might have noticed.
Anuin mo kami, educate us.
Now,
Yeah.
let me jump the gun because I know someone will ask this inevitably. I do not know where he is. I do not know where he is because I never asked him where he is.
Siyempre,
It's not
ano mo yun, hindi mo pwedeng tanongin yun. Kasi darating ang panahon, tatanungin ka, alam mo ba talaga o hindi? Pagka merong lumabas na ebidensya na alam mo naman kung nasaan siya, nagsinungaling ka. Kaya mas mainam na alam din ng kliyente mo na hindi niya sasabihin at hindi ka rin magtatanong. Hindi kami kahapon pinanganak dito, attorney. Di ba? Hindi kita tatanungin kung nasaan ka at huwag mo rin sabihin sa akin. Diba, ganun lang naman yun. Ano na yung golden rules yun pagka may nagtatago? Shit na yan. Kahit itanong mo pa, hindi niya sasabihin. Dahil hindi mo pwedeng malaman dahil abogado ka niya. Dahil isang araw tatanungin ka ng korte kung alam mo ba o hindi kung nasaan yung kliyente mo. At kung sakaling alam mo, automatic nagsinungaling ka na. Yun ang pinakaayaw niyo mangyari.
not relevant for his defense. And I never asked because I don't want to have to lie to any of you when you ask me that question.
Yun lang naman yun eh. The first place yung makailangan sabihin kasi alam naman na ang dahilan.
To where he is. I never asked. So, let's go.
Kung matino kang abogado, tatanungin mo. Ay sa bagay, abogado ka nga pala, yan ang trabaho mo. Yan ang hanap buhay mo. Ipagtanggol si Zaldico, palakpakan natin si attorney. Palakpakan natin si attorney.
Yes,
Kawawa mga Pilipino.
I know you, Camille.
Attorney nating personal hindi personal to. Hindi kita kakilala, hindi kita ngayon pa lang kita nakita. Walang yaka. Pero ang pinagtatanggol mo, Brad, appropriation chairperson, may-ari ng SunWest, BICAM, siya ang tumimon sa BICAM. Dalawa yan, isa sa Senado, isa sa House of Representatives. Siya ang tumimon ng small committee, siya ang may control ng budget sa House of Representatives. Ang yung kliyenteng pinagtatanggol dito, yun ang control niya. Lahat ng nabanggit natin na yon.
Sir, yung
Nothing personal. Kung ikaw medyo mabanatan ng konti, dyan sa puting buhok mo na yan, namuti na lang buhok mo sa kakatanggol kay Mark Rizalde. Brad, sabihin ko sa'yo, nako, hindi lang ako. Nako, kahit bahala ka.
you mentioned na hindi po nagmamatter yung kung saan nasaan si Mr. Cono with his defense, but the ombudsman already sent a letter, I think, po sa residence ni Mr. Go para makapag-file siya ng counter affidavit. So, ano po yung magiging tugon ng legal team for this? Kasi ang sinasabi po ni Assistant Ombudsman Nico Clavano, kapag hindi po tinake po ito ni Mr. Ko yung opportunity to file his counter, mawawalan na po siya ng chance, and then they will proceed with the resolution. is Mr. Ko planning to file his counter here personally in the Philippines or in a Philippine embassy abroad?
Okay. Ang sinabi ko, Camille, na hindi relevant yung presence niya. Ang sabi ko, hindi relevant yung knowledge ko kung nasan siya. Now, his presence is, of course,
Relevant yung knowledge mo. Sabihin mo kung nasa yan. Di relevant. Lahat ng impormasyon na makakapagbigay alam kung nasaan yan si Zaldico, very relevant yan. Pasasalamatan ka namin, papalakpakan ka namin. Sabihin mo kung nasaan siya, alam mo. O hindi mo talaga gustong malaman.
required for him to answer yung charges. But let me be clear, I have not seen any complaint. No? Kasi a criminal investigation has to be initiated by a complaint. Eh. Meron naman kayo nakitang complaint? Anyone? When I say complaint, I mean something that has been sworn to under oath. And the only thing I've heard is that the ICI has referred its tentative findings to the Ombudsman. I don't think it's under oath, so I don't think that was a complaint. Now, under the Ombudsman's own rules, if
Kailangan pa ba nila mag-complaint na itong mga to, sir? Kailangan pa ba nila mag-complaint? Tanong ko lang ha, kasi binibita mo yung complaint na yan eh. Di ba? Gusto nating malaman, kailangan pa ba mag-complaint na itong mga kababayan natin na to na ika nga, basang-basa nga yung mga panahon na to dahil sa kabalintunaan ng ilang mga congressman sa budget. Ito, kailangan pa ng complaint? Kailangan pa ng complaint.
there is an unsworn to complaint that's not verified, the Ombudsman is required to ask the witnesses to swear to it, to swear to supporting affidavits, and also the complainant, whom is also unidentified as of now, to submit a sworn affidavit. So, I don't know what he's supposed to answer. But that said, ang observation ko is that the Ombudsman Boying Remulla has already said that he intends to file these cases by November 25. November 25. Now, assuming Mr. Ko is served today, that doesn't give them a lot of time for him to answer and for the Ombudsman to review and to write a resolution. My thinking is the Ombudsman has already prejudged this case. And this is bolstered by the statements of Secretary Vince Dizon, who said 60 people will be in jail by Christmas. Under these circumstances, there's really no tactical benefit to filing a counter affidavit. So the answer is, at this time, the way things are going, no, he does not intend to file a counter affidavit.
But, sir, kung ipatawag ba si Mr. Ko, is he willing to personally attend? Like, for example, in the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee is inviting him in the next hearing, which is on November 14. Is he planning to even acknowledge to attend? Because in the past, he would release a statement na he will answer the allegations in the proper forum. And this time, he's being given the chance to explain himself.
I don't know what he has to explain to the Senate because the Senate is investigating facts. Wala pa naman accusations sa Senate. And like I said, he's deathly afraid of coming home because may serious threats to his life. One half of the country wants to throw him in jail and throw away the key. The other half wants to string him up by the nearest tree.
Hindi naman totoo yan. Wala namang ano yan. String. Tagalogin mo. Visit ka, hindi na maintindihan.
Would you come home under those circumstances? I
Well,
wouldn't.
dapat yun sa lahat, hindi niya ginawa yun. Kung ayaw niyang umabot dyan sa ganyan na sitwasyon. Hindi niya ginawa yung Sunwest. Kung yung mga sinabi nitong si Master Sergeant Orly Gutesa, kung anong pinag-usapan sa small committee, yung BICAM, sino mga naglagay ng mga blanco sa BICAM, ilabas mo, sabihin mo. Lahat naman ng yung mga kabalbalan na yan, kagagawa niya rin naman yan eh. Kung bakit galitan sa bayan ng Pilipino sa kanya, kagagawa niya rin naman yan eh. Ngayon sabihin mo, tatakot siya na umuwi siya Pilipinas. Huwag kang mag-alala, susunduin ko siya. Ako mismo magiging security guard niya. Pauwi mo dito sa Pilipinas, walang yung kliyente mo na yan.
Recommend that he come home. But to the extent possible, Camille, to the extent possible, we will respond to the Senate if we're invited.
Alam niyo, kayo, attorney, meron na kayong worst case scenario na pag-usapan itong Zaldico. Yung ginagawa niyo na yan hanggat maaari damage control na lang yan. Ilabas na lang yung kanyang side. Pero meron na kayong worst case scenario, hindi na umuwi ng Pilipinas. Matapos ang administrasyon o mamatay na siya dyan sa ibang bansa. Di ba? Yun lang worst case scenario nyo. Pero yung ginagawa nyo na yan, damage control. Tinitingnan nyo kung ika nga yung mga paliwanag mo, kakagatin ng mga tao. Turur.
Attorney, good morning. This is Chill po from DZXL RMN. Yes po.
Hi, Chill.
Yes, good morning po.
Chill. Hi,
Attorney, is Representative Zaldico willing to release his SALN?
No need. Ombudsman Remulla has reversed the Martires lock on SALNs. Anyone can get his SALNs from the Ombudsman.
Meron ng okay lang. Gawa ka ng kasulatan na pinahihintulutan mo lahat ng Pilipino na pwedeng kumuha niyan. Kasi meron pa rin restriction nung unlock. May constant communication ba kayo ni Boy? Palakpakan natin. Parang close na close kayo ah.
Did I get that correctly? I think that's what one of the first things he did was to unlock the SALNs.
Yeah, but sir, this Mr. Go will release his SALN.
He doesn't have to, Camille. It's open to anyone.
It's the House Secretariat which has access to SALN. And the Ombudsman covers different rules.
No, my
So
understanding.
I think the Ombudsman can only release SALNs for the President, the Vice President, for constitutional offices, for senators and House members. They're covered by usually the Senate Secretariat or the House Secretary General. Although I understand that that former Congressman Zaldico has now resigned, but does that mean that he's willing to voluntarily release his SALN because no one can really compel him to at this time?
I haven't discussed that with him because I am sure that the Ombudsman will release his SALNs. I'm sure. You were talking about you're referring to the conditions imposed by the Martires lock. I think one of Boeing's first acts was to unlock the SALNs. And you can get it anytime.
Okay.
I give you a copy, but I don't have
I know,
one.
sir, but the Ombudsman is not the custodian of the SALNs.
He is.
I don't
He
think
is.
so, sir.
He is. Alam ko, as far back as the Gloria presidency, I've always thought that the Ombudsman was...
Alam ko lang,
I can show you a copy.
mga executive lang, yung mga nasa Secretary General ata ng House of Representatives. Na kay nasa kay pangalan dito kay Reginald Velasco. Sa kanila ay sinusumit yan. Wala sa Ombudsman. Bida-bida na naman tong si attorney. Okay lang yan attorney. Bida-bida ka lang yan.
If you like, once I get one.
Okay, attorney, follow up.
Yes.
Regarding naman dun sa mga helicopter,
Okay.
register daw po ni Representative Zaldico yung mga,
You have to be very precise with me on the choppers. What's the question?
yung 5 na chopper po.
Sa sobrang daming chopper. Be specific. Anong chopper? Maraming chopper. Merong Bell, merong Ustalagusta.
5 na choppers. Okay.
Na nakalabas na po. 5. Yung nakalabas po ng bansa.
Okay.
Tatlo pala, attorney, sorry.
Okay. Si representative ko wala siyang may-ari na any aircraft. I understand that any aircraft related to him is owned by Mississippi's Aviation. Na-separate si Mr. Ko sa Mississippi's.
Kaururan na naman eh. Separate. Alam ko na yung papangalan niya sa sarili niya yun. Congressman siya, ilalabas sa SALN niya yun. Kaya hindi pinangalan yun para hindi lumitaw. Sir, naglulukuhan na tayo dito sa press corps muna to. Sa totoo lang.
You should ask the lawyer of Mississippi's. I'm not the lawyer. But see, yan na yung yan na yung isang misinformation na malaki. That's the reason we're here. Because Secretary D.
Hindi sa kanya pero gamit-gamit niya. Hindi sa kanya pero pagka mayroong trip sa mga picture, nakikita yung mga aeroplano. Hiniram niya sa Mississippi's.
Dizon keeps saying na i-freeze lahat yan, i-confiscate yan. If you look at his SALN, Mississippi's Aviation was incorporated in 2004, 2008. Now, Zaldico became a congressman in 2019. So, yung aviation company na in which he owns stock is what? Was already 15, 16, 17 years old before he became when he became a congressman. Now, sinasabi ni Secretary Dizon na ifo-forfeit daw. Dalawa lang ang forfeiture dito, no? A criminal forfeiture will require a criminal conviction, that's final. A civil forfeiture will require proof and a final decision that the forfeited property was illegally acquired. How can something that was acquired by a company 17 years before he became a congressman be illegally acquired?
So, sa madaling salita, sir, hindi po kay Representative Zaldico yung tatlong
Hindi sa
chopper?
kanya.
Not that I know of na meron siyang personal na chopper. Must be Miss Ibis Aviations, which again is an old company. And naka-report sa SALN niya yun, ha?
Yan.
Thank you,
oo.
Attorney.
Hindi.
Sir, good morning.
Di para dito kay Atty. Walang pagmamayari si Saldico. Mahirap si Saldico. Anak ng toko, wala yung kanyang security consultant. Hindi totoo yung sinasabi noon, yung 45 million na inahatid doon sa mga tauhan ni Saldico. Hindi totoo yung. Kung tatanungin natin si Atty. Pero yung mga ebidensya na yung mga dapat na pera na panggawa ng flood control, nawawala. Pero yung paghahatid ng pera, hindi totoo yun. Basta district engineer at contractor lang ang nagnakaw. Ang problema dito, Atty., tinuturo ng mga district engineer at mga contractor. Binibigay daw. Doon sa mga matataas na official dyan sa House of Representatives, yung parte doon sa mga flood control project. Nako, matindi-tinding legal battle to. At sa tingin ko, ang buong practice nitong si Sir, hinanda siya dito sa particular na sitwasyon na to. Ipagtanggol ang walang hiyang si Saldico. Palakpakan natin tong si Atty. Galing mo, Atty. Yan, malupit tong si Atty. Yung buong buhay niya, hinanda siya ng pagkakataon dito sa isang kliyente na to, na si Saldico. Aba, ayos ah.
Morning.
Hi.
Hannah po from Billionario.
Hi, Hannah.
Clarification lang din tungkol dun sa naging Senate Blue Ribbon hearing nung September. Basically, mainit po kasi yung mata ni Congressman Zaldico sa publiko because of the supposed cash deliveries made by his former aide, Orly Guteza. First, sir, can you confirm if Guteza was indeed an aide, a former aide of Zaldico?
The first time I heard that name was at the Senate hearing, or was it the House? I learned about that Mr. Guteza's name. I heard Mr. Guteza's name for the first time, same time you did, nung nahirinig ko. I know that he had two aides, something biblical, Matthew, Luke, something,
Mark and Paul, sir?
whatever, na former aides niya, but I understand also that they were no longer connected with him at the relevant time. Now,
Actually, hindi aide, security consultant. Security consultant siya. Yung aide, yung hinahatira ng pera, si Mark tsaka si Paul. Pero yung consultant na pagdating sa security, yun si Master Sergeant Orly Guteza. Alam din, sir mo. Kliyente mo, di mo alam. Ano ba yan, Atty.?
if you're asking me
Pati pangalan ng mga aide, hindi mo kilala.
whether or not there were deliveries to Representative Ko at any time, no. Categorical.
No naman yes.
You deny all the cash deliveries, including the
To
luggage,
him?
sir. Yes, to his house, to his condo.
Who's making that accusation, Hannah?
It was Orly Guteza who
And where is he now?
we can't find him, sir. It's for us to find out.
There you
But
go. You have to forgive me, my brain is...
Nandun ka ba noong dinideliver ang pera, Atty.? Kung wala ka naman, talagang hindi mo alam. Ikaw ba nag-receive ng pera, Atty.? Kung hindi ikaw, talagang hindi mo alam. Tawag natin yan si Mark at si Paul. Di ba? Nasa si Guteza. Hindi talaga magpapakita yun. Nakmanto ka. Tignan mo naman ang abogadong hinar nitong si Zaldico. Magpapakita ka ba dyan? Nakmanto ka.
I'm trained to think that way. I'm always evidence-based. Kaya nga, the reason why you're here is para ma-realign nga natin, ma-redirect natin yung narrative. Na wag naman chismis, wag naman speculation. Because hindi tatayo in a court of law.
would you say, sir, ito po yung isa sa mga sinabi nyo kanina na narrative na skewered?
Yes. Because who's saying na mayroon deliveries? Did they see my client receive the delivery of money? I'll even reduce it to an absurdity, Is it possible na may utang lang sila at nagbayad sila?
Sir, is Congressman Zaldico willing to attend?
Ang nakmanto ka, nagpautang kay Zaldico. Mali-mali itong... Atty. naman, wag mo na kami. Joke time ka naman eh. Pwede ba yung nag-utang? Ibig sabihin, meron talaga nagbayad. Ayun siya sa mga excuse na gagamitin sa court. Palagay na natin yan.
Any Senate Blue Ribbon probe? I believe invitations were sent
Ugali
already.
talaga,
Again, he will, as soon as the threat to his life is abated.
By who, sir? Sino po ang may
Look
nagte-threat?
around you. Ang dami, it's all over social media. I'm not tech savvy. Nakikita ko everyday yung mga threats sa kanya. Isabit na yan, bitayin na yan, etc., etc.
Virtually, sir, at least.
Virtually, what does that mean?
Via Zoom.
Oh, yan, online.
If
Siya?
he will, kasi sir, I believe there's a quotation that flight is an indication of guilt. So if ever ba willing po siyang humarap para at least marinig din ng taong bayan yung
Okay.
side niya.
Okay, number one, wala pang criminal case against him. As far as I know, wala.
Yan. Sinasabi ko, lulusot yan si attorney. Kanina, merong threat sa buhay niya, kaya hindi siya magpapakita. Ngayon sinabi na, willing ba siya magpakita? Ano naman, via Zoom naman. Okay.
Wala pang criminal accusation. Number two, yung flight is an indication of guilt is a misused term. Hindi yan ang ibig sabihin yan if you look at its history under U.S.
Hindi
federal
yan.
law. I'll discuss that with you privately. Masyadong mahaba.
Sige sir.
But outdated yung, misused and outdated yung concept na yan.
So would you say he's not, hindi siya tumatakas basically?
No. Kasi Hannah, remember that he flew out for medical reasons way before this whole thing blew up. Diba? When did this blow up? After the SONA. He flew out as early as February, I think.
Hindi, papunta na doon. Papunta na sir yung usapan kasi doon sa mga nawawalang flood control project. Ito naman si sir, para naman tayong inaano nito. Inuuror mo naman kami. Bago pa SONA, sir, hindi pa nagsusona as early as 2024. 5,500 flood control, umiinit na ang sitwasyon. At alam ni Zaldico, papunta na doon ang usapan. Kaya bigla siyang nagkasakit at nagpagamot sa Amerika. Huwag tayo, ito naman.
So hindi siya tumakbo. Let's get that clear. Again, let's redirect the narrative. No?
Good morning, sir. This is Arles from One News po.
Arles?
Yes po.
Hi, Arles.
I have seen the Ombudsman referral, the ICI's referral to the Ombudsman wherein Bryce Hernandez claimed that he delivered a bulk of cash on the first quarter of 2025 in his in-cost residence in Valle Verde, wherein there's no furniture inside, just luggages of cash, and then it was received by a certain Paul Estrada. Has
Estrada
Co ever confirmed or denied these allegations?
Na may delivery?
Both having Paul Estrada and his residence having no furniture at all.
We talked about that and he said, I have no knowledge about any delivery. Because if you talk to Mr.
Gaguhan no? Anong tawag ang Pilipinas na to? Gaguhan. Dinaan tayo sa presko ni Zaldico.
Hernandez, I'm sure he will say that my client was not there. And again,
Pinakabanal ho si Zaldico. Religyoso yan, dapat nagseminaryo nga. Hindi niya magagawa yan. Di ba, Torre, hindi niya magagawa, no? Kahit siya ang appropriation chairperson, hindi niya magagawa yan. Kahit siya ang head ng small committee, kahit na siya ang tumimon ng BICAM, hindi niya magagawa yan. Kahit na silang dalawang magkapatid, nagmamayari ng top 15 contractor, hindi niya magagawa yan. Kahit siya ang founder ng Sandwich, hindi niya magagawa, di ba, Torne?
He said yan eh. Because he says that he delivered it and yet he admits to owning a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, everything else. And Representative Ko is just saying no such thing. Walang nangyaring ganyan. So who do you believe?
But on the latter part of the Ombudsman referral case, sir, there's a certain sentence there wherein it was received by a certain Paul Estrada with an acknowledgement receipt being kept by Alcantara. So have you also reached out to a certain Paul Estrada and having him on cause?
I'm not there yet. Like I said, I heard that Mr. Estrada, Paul, was once upon a time employed by him or employed for him. I'm not sure, but at the relevant time, maybe during the deliveries, that he was no longer employed by Representative Go. I don't know. I can get back to you. Hindi naman ito yung last natin. I can get back to you on that. Understand that I don't know everything about the case just yet. I'll get back to you.
And then, sir, you've said that Ko has serious threats in his life.
Yes.
So does this mean that he also has pangamba or hindi pagtiwala sa pamahalaan that he can be safely, safeguarded just to face all the allegations to him?
Hindi naman. But the government cannot protect you all the time eh. Di ba? Walang guarantee na ganyan. People die in jail. Di ba? People with a shot in the head, and you have heads of state surrounded by 20 armed men who still downed by a sniper. Ako personally, ang bigger fear ko is vigilante violence. because nga everyone hates him. That's the reason I'm here. Again, no, I don't litigate in the media, but the reason I'm here is because maybe we can tone down the temperature, we can lower it a little bit, because personally I'm deathly afraid of vigilante violence. Someone who thinks that he's a moral guardian of the Filipino people will just take a paltik and shoot him anywhere.
Sir, siguro last na lang na because
Masyado ka naman paranoid, attorney. Ganun ba kalala ang ginawa ni Zaldico para ganyang kaklase mag-isip? Hindi, wala nag-iisip niyan. Pauwiin mo kliyente mo dito. Ako mismo, puprotektahan ko yan si Zaldico. Bigyan natin siya ng araw niya sa korte. Di ba? Bigyan natin yung araw niya sa korte. Hindi yung para pagbantaan o saktan yung mama. Hindi yun. Hindi gawain niya ng mga Pilipino. Nasa utak mo lang yan, attorney. Nasa utak mo lang yan. Huwag kang mag-alala. Kalahati ng isang bayan ng Pilipino, susunduin namin si Zaldico. Puprotektahan namin. Ihaharang ko, katawan ko sa kanya. Para lamang walang mangyaring masama sa kanya. Diba? Kasi gusto natin mapakita na yung justice system natin gumagana. Diba? Pag gumagana justice system, pauwi dito. Sabi ko sa'yo, walang mangyayaring masama dyan.
the year is ending, 2026 is fast approaching. I know this might sound so vague and irrelevant, but how long is Zaldico planning to not go back to the country aside from just like pahupain lahat ng threats sa life niya? How long will the Filipino people wait for his response on all the allegations?
Well, I'll try to respond as best I can, but yung fear kasi is subjective eh. I can't tell him na don't be afraid. In the same way that I can't tell you not to be afraid of something. If he fears, and again, I don't blame him, if he fears that there are threats to his life, I don't blame him, and I wouldn't recommend that he come home either under these circumstances. Where's Christina?
Sir, Tina po from GMA.
Hi, Tina.
Sir, you said kanina po that the the information are skewed against former representative ko. What
The
did you mean by that?
narrative. The narrative
The
is
narrative?
skewed, yes.
What did you mean by that?
I'll give you an example. Ang daming nagtatanong, no? In fact, it's a very hot topic na yung corruption ng corruption in general, whether it's a budget or yung mga itong flood control projects, di ba? You have to understand that there is no such thing as generic corruption. In fact, there is no such thing as a generic crime. When you accuse someone of a crime, you have to indicate with precision the what, where, when, who, and how. Di ba? You can't say that I killed someone. You have to tell me I killed Juan de la Cruz in San Juan on this date with a knife. Diba? So if you say corruption, may mga specific elements yan. And one indispensable element of corruption is there has to be damage to the government. Actual damage in the nature of civil actual damages. So if you say na may corruption, let's say yung 2025 budget, diba naririnig ko yan. Ano yung damage to the government? Hindi nga implemented. Where is the corruption? What is the extent? What is the precise damage to the government? That's a corruption.
What about the previous years, sir? 2023, 2024?
Again, in line with my reason, with my thinking, you have to tell me what the accusation is. What's the accusation, Tina?
The flood control projects.
Which flood control project?
Naku, dinidebate mo yung mga ano. Attorney, hindi ka mo naaawa. Ano kang tokwa? Trabaho mo yan. Nagtatanong lang sila. Dinidebate mo yung mga reporter. Ang bira, oo.
They listed several in the
Yeah, but
hearings.
you're asking me to answer a generic question. Yeah. Okay, Oriental Mindoro. Ano yung kwan? Okay.
Wala, banal
Kasama ba?
Attorney, di ba banal si Zaldico? Hindi yan magagawa ni Zaldico. Ako, hindi gagawin ni Zaldico yan. Tignan nyo na, abogado niya. Pumuti na lang ang buhok. Pambira. Walang, yung si Paul at saka si Mark Tiksay, Paul Estrada, hindi yan yan. Hindi tumanggap ng pera yun. Walang lubog. Walang naging damage sa gobyerno, sa Pilipinas, yung nangyaring pag-handle nitong si Zaldico diyan sa appropriation committee. Walang naging resultang masama yung ginawa nilang insertion, ang programa. Wala yun. Kayo naman ako.
Si Representative Ko?
SunWest as well.
He's not SunWest. See, that's the thing.
Among.
Yes, if you look at his SALN, and I know this for a fact that he divested from SunWest before he became a congressman.
Ayun.
Again, no, yan na nga yung skewed narrative eh.
Yun ang problema. Magko-correct congressman siya, alam niya na talagang expertise niya yung construction, magda-divest siya. Pero siya parang, kahit naman, attorney.
The person, the stockholder is not the corporation. If I own shares in federal land, doesn't mean I can stay in Grand Hyatt for free just because federal land owns Grand Hyatt. Diba? So, just because he's a member of a corporation, which he is not, SunWest, let's get that clear. Just because SunWest is accused of something, that doesn't filter down to the stockholders. Again, he's not a stockholder. But I don't represent SunWest, though. You should ask SunWest's lawyers. But let's get it right lang. If there's a wrong committed by a corporation, that wrong does not contaminate the stockholders. Otherwise, lahat tayo sa pool na.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
Where is he now, sir?
I don't
Hindi
know.
nga alam.
Last I heard, he was in Boston for his medicals.
Because the Senate has reports that two of his executive assistants, who are potential witnesses in the Senate investigation, have joined him in Europe, John Paul Estrada and Mark Texay. Do you have any information on that?
I have no info, but I did read earlier that one of them was in Chile, not in Europe.
Which
I don't
one,
know
sir?
if he's one of, I don't know, Luke, Paul. No, I don't know. I've never met them, never spoken with them, and I don't feel like talking to them at this time. Di pa relevant sa akin eh.
Sir, when was the last time you talked to former Representative Ko?
Last night.
And did you ever ask him where he was? Weren't you curious?
No, I'm curious personally, but I can't be curious as a lawyer eh, because hindi relevant. And I don't want to lie to you if you're asking me now. I'm looking you in the eye. I'm telling you honestly that I don't know because I never asked him. Again, because it's not that knowledge is not relevant to me at this time.
How do you communicate, sir?
Phone?
Phone?
Yes.
But you can tell from the number
No, I cannot.
where his location is?
No, I cannot.
Oh,
If you're asking me whether it's a foreign SIM,
yes, sir.
can't tell you. I wouldn't know myself.
Okay. Sir, kanina you also mentioned that you fear vigilante violence. Is that-
Personally.
Yes, but is that also Mr. Ko's fear when he returns to the Philippines?
He has a general fear of being shot, whether by a vigilante or by a political enemy. He doesn't know. I can't answer that with precision.
So is it safe to say that in the next few months until next year, we won't see him in the Philippines?
We'll see him as soon as the fear of violence against him abates. So I don't know. Might be next week, might be January, I don't know.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Surely.
Hello, sir. Good morning po. Ben Pulta po sa Philippine News Agency.
Hi, Ben.
Ka-clarify ko lang, sir, yung the SALN is generally available. That's what you're saying. Pero only if you can answer, how much did the assets did Mr. Cod declare the first time he was a lawmaker?
Oh, I can answer that. 4.1 billion in 2019. Let me point out, ito na naman yung skewed narrative. I did some research, and who's the richest senator you know? Alex. Mark Villar declared a net worth of 1.4 billion. His mother, Cynthia, declared in 2020 a net worth of 3.8 billion. Next is Manny Pacquiao, 3.1 billion.
Boxer, nasa real estate. Si Zaldico, nasaan ba siya? Bakit siya meron 4 billion? Hindi siya boxer. Na atleta yun eh. Doon niya nakuha yung bulto ng pera niya eh. Yung isa naman, nagbebenta ng lupa. Camellia Homes. Di ba? Matagal na sila dyan sa real estate business. Noon pa man, alam na natin yan ang business ng mga bilyar. Sino ba si Zaldico? Nagboxing ba siya?
The other way around, one or the other. So, in 2020, when Representative Ko joined Congress in 2019, 1 year earlier, he was already richer by Cynthia than Cynthia Villar or Manny Pacquiao. Just to keep it in context.
Yan. Kaya kung meron man siyang eroplano, kung ano pa man, mayaman si Zaldico.
What's your question?
Sir, yeah, thank you for that, sir. Pero did it grow? Follow up lang doon sa question. Did the assets grow? Would you know if at all?
There was movement. It was
Ay tama, yumaman pala si Zaldico kasi kasama din siya doon sa issue ng, ano nga ba yun, yung laptop scandal, saka yung Parmali ba? Parmali? Naku. Nabanggit din nata pangalan niya doon eh. Kung di tayo nagkakamali si Senator Joel Villanueva ng Biderman.
relatively flat.
Tagal na mayaman talaga. 2019 mayaman niya.
But I remember it did grow, but even that is not an indication of criminality, just so you know, Alex. Kasi naka-file naman ng ITR eh. And there was a very refreshing take on this. I don't remember who said it. I think it might have been Ronald Llamas. Kung magnanakaw ka, loko-loko ka ba't idedeklara mo sa SALN mo yung ninakaw mo? Naturalmente, hindi, di ba?
Sir, if ewan ko kung pwede, sir, if you can go to yung legal theory,
Sure.
But the acts attributed to Ko, maliban dun sa accusation ni Gutesa that money was actually delivered to his house by so-and-so, yung acts of passing a law to encourage projects, and these projects supposedly some of them were not implemented at all, would that, in your say, form part of your legal theory? Would that make him liable? I mean, it's like paying someone else who did not deliver, right?
I assume you're talking about yung unang pumutik ito, yung mga ghost projects sa Bulacan. Yung preliminary research namin is that yung mga ghost projects na yon, part of the NEP yon, yung National Expenditure Program. So hindi yun insertion. Easy? So saan ba galing ang NEP? Hindi ba galing sa executive yan?
Sir, but the proponents apparently had a part in. I mean, Mr. Ko apparently had a part in the actions of the proponents.
No. That's what I'm saying. Yung NEP is prepared by the DBM in consultation with the other executive offices. Sinasubmit yan sa appropriations. Hindi nakialam doon si Representative Ko as far as I know. Kasi NEP nga eh. Tapos noon, from what I know, from what I gather, meron mga requests na separate yung other executives, other government offices. Other government offices, yun ang sinasabi na insertion. But ang technical term is congressional initiative or something like that. Ayan pa eh, we keep saying insertion kasi it's a very colored term, insertion, parang masama ang dating. But then, everyone is saying, Senator Lacson himself said na hindi masama ang insertion. Wag natin kulayan yung term.
Yeah, wag natin kulayan.
Sir,
okay lang yung ginawa ni Zaldico, insertion. Walang problema yun.
Last two, so others can ask a question.
Sure.
My second to the last question is dun sa air assets. The government is making saying that it has fled the Philippines. It's probably been disposed outside the country despite having not been deregistered locally.
Sorry, I just received word that one of the live streams ran out of its mic, so we might want to fix that before moving forward. I'm not sure.
Wala daw audio?
Yeah, walang audio in one of the live streams. Maybe Inquirer GMA. Before we proceed lang. Para here,
Oh.
This seems to be working. Sorry, Alex, you're gonna have to say that again. About the aircraft?
Yeah, the aircraft, sir. You're saying that it's really owned by Misibis at all and that he doesn't own any of the fixed-wing aircraft?
I'm assuming that it's owned by Misibis. I'm sure that he personally doesn't own any aircraft.
Sir, the fact that these aircraft have been disposed at this time when the issue is very hot, would you say it's at the least suspect?
I am not counsel to the aviation companies, so it wouldn't be fair for me to speculate on that.
Okay. Sir, more on the skewed narratives, one of the more stranger narratives in social media is that organized crime groups daw in Europe is after Mr. Ko. How can you comment on this?
I cannot, but that scares me a bit. Kung merong organized crime going after him, so he's neither safe here nor there. Scary.
Para dun sa mga organized crime group sa Europa, bahala na kayo dyan, nandiyan si...
That's my comment.
Hello po, Sir. Agatha Gregorio po from
Agatha?
ABS-CBN News. A while ago po, you denied the cash deliveries. You made some denials about the accusations being made nga po. Do you have any speculations as to why these allegations are coming around in the first place?
Ako, I will look at who made the who made the admissions and who's making the claim that they were deliveries. And then you look at the credibility of the utterer, of the person who made the statement.
And then when you were asked if the former congressman would be willing to go back home, you said there was no criminal case anyways to go to the hearings. But from his team, is there any willingness, even any representative to be sent to talk about the matter?
No, he's not unwilling because there's a case. No, he's unwilling. He's not prepared because meron ngang serious threats to his life. Now, is he willing to send a representative? Well, we're here, and we're trying to answer as much as we can, as best we can. Sa Senado, I don't know if they'll accept me. Probably not. But at least I think the Senate owes an official explanation on why he cannot why he cannot attend, just in case nga na maimbitahan siya. Courtesy lang.
Anyone? Questions? Dwight?
Sir,
Where's
good morning po. Here, attorney.
There you are.
Una po na, ano pong medical condition ni former Congressman Zaldico?
I know cardiac, but I don't want to give you the details, Dwight.
Okay po. Will he be willing to face the media via Zoom? Kasi yung isang issue na sinasabi ninyo is that may threat to his life. But can we talk to him? Can he hold a press conference for us? Because it is an issue of transparency.
Mahirap kayo kaharap. Teka muna, yung transparency, ako nga nahihirapan sumagot sa inyo, but yung transparency on what? Again, no, I will advise him kasi normally I don't let my clients talk once may issue na eh. Kasi mahirap i-control eh. And anything they say can be used against them eh. But kung transparency lang, then you have to specify kung ano yung subject na gusto mong tanungin sa kanya, because I can answer yung mga issues against him without telegraphing our punches din naman, ano, because we anticipate nga some legal proceedings.
Sir, how rich is Zaldico now?
4.1 billion in 2019, I think. I don't remember.
And I think
Daming pera ng kliyente nitong si Sir. Solid. Kaya kung ano mga kababayan, tumagal yan, umabot ng 2099, sa dami ho ng pera ni Zaldico, kaya ho niyang patagalin yan. Mamatay na ho siya, hindi pa ho siya nakakulong. Kaya para doon sa mga, mga organized group dyan sa Europa, bahala na ho kayo kay Zaldico dyan. Maraming pera yan, bilyonaryo yan. Nakpo! Pagkayan, nako, yaman-yaman yan si Zaldico. Yun na nga mga kababayan, dito na siguro natin tatapusin ang mga kabalintunahan ng abogado nitong si Zaldico. Maraming salamat po sa pag-support sa PH Update. Mag-ingat po kayo lahat ng Pilipinas.